But I don't say the word nigga. People who know me know, like, I was dating this chick and she like said nigga out her mouth like it was water. I was like, damn, you feel like you hanging me every time we talk. And we would talk for like 2 weeks, and I couldn't, well, 2 weeks don't mean that because that's how long like most of my relationships last. But, you know, I had to stop talking to her. But I always wanted to write a poem about the word nigga and what it meant, but I didn't want to write any, like, a generic poem. So I wrote something that meant something to me. Anyway, it's a true story. I used to walk through Catholic school hallways with skinheads that would greet me with the same uses of slang Europeans made famous during the years of the slave trade. And after 400 years, the only thing that seems to have changed is that now, even some of my closest friends be catching on, throwing me pounds like they're singing along the rap songs. So I usually leave them hanging, just so they can see me scope them out sideways like the white men that left their forefathers swinging. You see, sticks and stones may break your bones, but words have been known to commit genocide. Words have been known to spark holocausts and civil wars. Just from words, men have died. Just from mere words, men have been crucified. So words do kill. Our tongues are like triggers. But words never hurt me more than when I casually heard, yo, my nigga, coming up off the lips of my then 4-year-old son. Shocked and amazed the days I spent without him, the word managed to make its way into his diction. And in the middle of the street, with strangers staring, getting ready to dial child services the second they see fit to raise my own child for me, I yanked his little ass up and posted up against the wall like he was in a police station, just so he could see it in my eyes. If he ever wanted to piss off his father, he knew exactly what buttons to push again. And just as he saw his young life flash before him, I told him, don't be confused by the smell of money. Because if you get close, you can sniff the blood of slaves that were hung from trees. And most of them saw with loved ones raped, maimed, beaten, and thrown over at sea with about as much brutality as you could think to possibly occur. And nigga was the last word they ever heard. And the clothes you put on, don't ever think you be too fresh here. Because the threads that lace up your designer gear, most of them families in them companies got rich off of years of slave labor. And your ancestors' fingertips can be traced on anything you wear. And my worst fears are already coming true. I'm having nightmares of hearing the choir of 20,000 white people echoing rappers as they sing along and calling him a nigga to his own lyrics in his own song. And rappers say it's just for the stage, just for the amusement, the same way Sambo put on blackface. It's like white men just love the way the word tastes. And in your lifetime, you probably have a few of them brave enough to say it to your face. But I don't want you to be brave enough to walk away. I want you to be like Malcolm and slap his jaw on the floor just in case some off-brand ever gets around your crew and think it's cool to start saying. And if one of your little homies never has a father like you that will yank your little ass up in the street like me and calls you a nigga like there's some cool terminology to use when they greet you, I want you to warn them too. If he ever sees fit to call you something other than writing on your birth certificate, then the only other words you'll settle for is God or King. Because you were born to be more than just a nigga. You were born to be more than just a rapper, more than an athlete, more than a star on TV, more than the head of your class, more than someone who works a 9-to-5 just trying to survive, or someone who bums change just trying to stay alive. You were born because men died. You're here right now because someone before you was tied to train tracks, beaten with baseball bats, tortured, terrorized before 9/11, seasick from the ships, burned, left to be illiterate with trademarks and logos printed in their backs. And I'm not saying this to call on the banning of some of the words we have. It's just that you gotta understand when you're speaking death. And I used to walk through Catholic school hallways, telling them the same things I had to tell my friends through the years, the same thing I had to tell my son, just once. Words carry the weight of souls, so be careful how they roll off your tongue. They have the will to spark movements to give you freedom or the power to keep you captive in chains. And if anyone ever calls you a nigga, I want you to warn them just once that you have a name.
I know they give me respect, even before walking over you, they see it's tatted on my neck.